Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to a not midnight edition of the Missing Lynx post-game live stream podcast thing. I'm your host, Andrew Dukowitz from Zone Coverage, and I am wearing my Yeet shirt because Jey Uso did beat LA Knight, and I have my CM Punk hat on because I am a CM Punk truther. But Jonah Maves is also here from Zone Coverage, and we're not going to talk any more wrestling. We have more important, more fun things to talk about in regards to the Lynx. Jonah, how's it going, man?
Oh, I'm muted.
That's
muted.
my bad. I muted Jonah for the background music and never unmuted him. Jonah, how are you, sir?
We came so close to the Lynx getting their seventh 20-point win of the season, but they had to settle for just an easier blowout because they were up by so much. Just cruised after that second quarter. Another easy win.
No one plays 30 minutes again. Liv drops 31 in 26 minutes. Kayla gets pretty much a night off by her standards, playing just 25. I mean, they put all of the bench in with like over 5 minutes left in the fourth. Let's just kind of start out with that. I mean, the Sparks are, I would not categorize this like a good team, especially without Kelsey Plum, but like just another stomping where I didn't think the Lynx particularly played very well tonight, but they still just blow them out. I mean, what are your immediate thoughts, Jonah?
Yeah, the Sparks I know historically have a horrendous defense this year, and Kelsey Plum's averaging like 26 per game. So the second I saw she was out, I'm like, this could. I posted up like this could get nasty really fast, and Ray Burrell was able to catch some fire early on in the first quarter, but once we got to that second quarter, it was kind of what you expected. And like you said, offense was clicking, but I mean, you could still poke some holes in some of their dry spells there. There are still some turnovers that could be cleaned up, and even towards the end of the game, still some stuff you can clean up. But when you get 24 out of Olivia Miles in one half, and the shot chart was incredible too. It was
so good.
Like one corner three, another three on the other corner, and then like eight little plots on the left side of the basket, which was very telling of how this one went for her.
Yeah, I mean, the turnovers, they finished with 20. I want to say like 5 of them were the bench just benching at some point. Cheryl in the post game, someone from LA asked her, what she could nitpick for this team to get better, and she was like, this was not our best defensive performance. And then I'm like, well, she's talking about it. Like, look at my phone, and I'm like, they shot 42% from the field and 27% from three, and had 18 turnovers to 25 made shots. Like, I don't know. I agree. It wasn't their best defensive performance, but also like still dominant. Let's get into the Olivia Miles of it all, because I believe it was Cassidy from the Star Tribune asked Cheryl about how the Sparks guarded her, because it was just objectively different, right? Like, the Valkyries were the first team to kind of say like, all right, we're just going to go under the screens and hedge her off. And she goes 8 for 11 from three, and no team's really done that a ton since. Some teams have blitzed her, and then she's able to just whip these like cross court corner passes that have kind of picked them apart. The Sparks took the approach of like, let's just deny her everything except for going left, and Liv drops a career high 31. And Cheryl was just kind of like, it took Liv a couple possessions, and we had to tell her like, no, you're really good going left too, just do that. And it was off to the races. But you were kind of plotting the clips out on Twitter throughout the entire game of like every time. What were you kind of noticing though, of just, I don't know, what a bad plan that was in hindsight?
I think the incredible thing that I really liked about this was one of my favorite things I do when I'm live posting a game or post game posting clips. I'll see something I like, and then it happens again. I got to go back, add another clip, make a compilation. Then it happens again. There was like 3 straight lefty lays that Liv had in the first half there, towards the end of the half, that they just kept adding up. I mean, this has kind of been like you talked about with the Valkyries game when I was on, we talked about the adjustments and how good Olivia Miles can be and how much of that is going to depend on how other teams guard her. And like you said, what Cheryl said, a lot of it was either if they're going to go to her left, allow that ball screen to happen. And if she's going to go to her right, they're going to be forcing her to the middle of the floor in ice coverage, trying to keep her away from the sidelines. Or if they just do any sort of ball screen action for her, whether it's the two drag screens across the court, everything they're going to do is going to try to make her life as difficult as possible. And I mean, early on in the season there were some warts. It's like, obviously it's going to be more fruitful to send her to her left than to her right because she was getting to the paint at will. But now we're seeing the exact same thing that she was doing to her right, just to her left now. She's openly accepting that coverage. Her pace is just incredible in it. The way she sets up her drives, like the double hezzy dribble she had tonight was incredible. There's some really good courtside videos of that. And the baseline camera angle of that was incredible because you could just see gets by one line of defense, second line of defense comes, same move, even with like her mid-range counters. And if she has to dribble it out, or if teams, I just think the fact that she is getting to her scoring first is the most incredible thing, because if teams over help on her, which is probably the next adjustment they make, and they talked about it later in this broadcast, she's just going to whip it out to other, she's just going to spray out passes to the rest of the team. She's going to find rollers. She's going to find, I mean, if they put Kayla McBride in the near side, they're not going to help off her. And if they do, that's an easy little dump off to Kayla McBride for three. It's the infrastructure they have with the spacers tied to Olivia Miles' passing and driving ability. You can't really paint a better schematic fit. It's incredible to watch.
It's just the thing I go back to quite a bit is just this offseason when, day one of free agency happens and everyone leaves. And then day two happens and it's like, oh, Gabby Williams isn't coming here. NECA's not coming here. Dejanay leaves. And like, it kind of feels like the sky is falling. And then Cheryl's just like, I'll sign 4 Europeans, Natasha Howard and Nia Coffey, and we'll just see how it works. And it's like, now in hindsight, all of those are perfect. Like all of those are perfect signings. Like the Nia Coffey, her 3-point ability and her ability to like screen and just kind of like fade out of the way and space perfectly. Natasha Howard, like she has the best hands of a center, of like a big. I am sorry that I am not familiar with Natasha and Howard's offensive game coming into this season, because like she unlocks so much with just how she's able to catch everything. And then you're spot on. Like Kayla McBride is a player that, I mean, I wrote about it this week. I know you've been putting stuff out on Twitter like crazy of just like, she's defended like she's the best player in the league, because like coming into this season, I think the thought process had to have been, okay, if we shut down K-Mac, like, yeah, we'll just let Court shoot mid ranges. And if she's on, we'll live with it. And if she's off, like, that's great. And then force the rookie to beat us. And I mean, tonight is just the perfect example of just the rookie's going to beat any team in the league that has that mentality, which that's kind of the next thing I wanted to get into, because I brought it up on I think it was the last post game live, of just like the Lynx defense. I think you could, in a series, you could figure out, like, they do give up like kind of not corner threes, but like the wing threes, they give up a little bit. They kind of live with certain like inefficient shots, and then they just shut down the paint and they shut down like dribble penetration, pretty good on the corners, and they're really like on a string together. But like that, I think you could scheme and find holes in. I have no clue what to do to stop the Lynx offense. Like, I don't know how you stop them from scoring 100. They just, what do you do, Jonah? Help me. What do you do?
It's gonna take some real good infrastructure, that's for sure. Because I mean, it was already given there's some minor tweaks around the roster. But th- we talk about it almost every time and every game, but this offense is already humming at an incredible level. The graphic they showed tonight of the Lynx offense ranks across the league, and it's just like first, just top to bottom. And they're adding Nafisa Collier, who's coming off one of her most efficient seasons, if not her most efficient season. Dribble, pass, shoot, dynamic, give her post touches. It's got size. I mean, it's the perfect fit, and you're throwing it right into this incredible offense. I mean, it's like what we talked about with Nia Coffey and Natasha Howard. All the things that they do well, you're getting an even better option when Phee comes back. And we'll even see where Dorka fits in too, because it's more size, it's more skill. So much of the Lynx offense is built around their screening. So if you add some more dynamic options that can screen, where do you send help from? If you do, what's gonna happen? It's pretty incredible.
I mean, I was like just kind of like thought exercising it today of just like, all right, well, I mean, you technically could just like play in kind of like a man like modified zone type of thing, and just whoever's on Nia Coffey's side of the floor, just send her like desperately to help on these pick and rolls. And then it's like, well, Liv can make the pass from like one wing to the far corner with either hand at any time. So
Barely
it's like,
even
well,
looking.
do you just live with a 40% 3-point shooter shooting threes in Coffee? Probably can't do that. Like, do you take help off of Court, who is like one of the best attack dribblers? Like, now you probably can't double off of Court. K-Mac would just be, I think, career suicide if you're a coach and you're like taking taking defenders off of her to go to like double. And then we've seen what happens when you like hard hedge and like blitz and like over help off of Tosh. She just gets layups. And to your point, they're getting Phee, who just had a 50-40-90 season and is one of the most gifted pick and rolling bigs in the league, and also is just like an isolation hub in of herself in like that mid-range spot. Like, I legitimately don't know what teams do. Like it's just like, you can't at this point. I feel pretty confident saying like you can't allow Liv to just get in a rhythm off of pick and rolls. So you have to do something, but there's no good option, right?
And the way they can mix it in with having her and Court kind of as the yin yang of each other, of both can get really crafty in the pick and roll, but also they're such different players. It gives you such a different dynamic. And like you said, like in a playoff setting, maybe we see Natasha Howard or Nia Coffey take a dip down, but the sheer fact that they're adding more talent to make them more of a versatile team overall, and like we talked to, is going to be kind of a retool season, see how it goes. The fact that I don't think you could have asked for much better developments across the board, where everyone can get on the same page, and then you're adding the most reliable piece in later. It might be like a game or two to get adjusted to a couple of things, but the fact that everyone's getting on the same page, actions look crisp. God, I love that set they ran tonight where I think it was a sideline out of bounds where they just went whole bunch of different actions. Kayla McBride dumps it off to Natasha Howard on the roll. She whips it cross court to Courtney, cutting. She finds Olivia in the corner for three. It's just like some of the connectivity already is just so nuts. It's gonna be exciting.
That's the other thing too. I feel like a lot of like NBA and WNBA fans, like, you think like, oh, these players must practice like twice a day, like it's their full-time job. And it's like, realistically, including training camp, they've probably had like 15 practices since the beginning of season, and this is how well oiled it looks. And to your Phee point again, like their trade deadline is going to be like the second best player in basketball coming back, a EuroLeague stretch 5 MVP coming back. And then they still have the Emma Chikova card where they can suspend her contract and sign someone with that money, which I was doing some snooping and some investigating on. And like when they suspend her contract, they'll get the full amount of her contract back. And the vet minimum gets less expensive by the day. So like if they hold off on that until the trade deadline and they just use like, the final 20 games or 25 games of the season, like you could get like an actual like $400,000 player for the 280 that Chikova gets paid, which then you're talking about like what vet buyout are they going to try and get from like a bad team. And I mean, honestly, you could see them getting like a really good caliber point guard as just a buyout player to join this roster as well. That already is like ridiculously good. Again, it's the best team in the WNBA in pretty much every important category, like bar none, which again, the connectivity is insane. Reigning Hen asks a good question here. Jonah, I'll pose it to you. Could the Lynx defense stop the Lynx offense? Because the Lynx
I don't
defense
think
is
so.
also ranked the best in everything.
Yeah, they did the graphic last game that I took a screenshot of, and it wasn't all firsts, but it was a lot of top threes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
I'll be
know.
honest. I don't
think so.
think the Lynx defense could stop their offense at this point, and that's their identity. Like I don't think it would stand a chance. Which maybe that's
Yeah,
why
but
they're so good, is they get to practice against that all the time. And when the games start, they're just like, oh my gosh, this is way easier than dealing with like Olivia Tosh pick and rolls. Also, the poor practice guys, because the Lynx practice against like semi-pro, like men in practice, like those guys must just be like gassed by the end of those practices.
gotta chase Kayla McBride pin downs. You gotta chase. It's crazy. I think that's a good question right there. Do the Lynx have any major weaknesses? I think kind of coming back to what you just said about potential changes they can make is I think they definitely could use another guard option just down the road to see what they have. I mean, shout out to Antonia Delar, who's really been turning the corner lately. Played 29 minutes in the last game, and then she's just been playing steady basketball. I mean, she played overseas, 31 years old, played overseas her whole career. I mean, when I was trying to get the gauge on these international players that you have no idea about in preseason, I'm like, she's super low usage overall. I think she has like, last time I saw, she had a 7.5% usage percentage, which matches the bill, but she just plays steady basketball. She doesn't turn the ball over. She'll only take shots if it's a smart shot. She'll make the extra pass. She'll defend. I mean, it's everything you kind of want in a low usage guard. So we'll see. But also, shout out to Tony Delar.
Yeah, I mean, I think the I've said it before, like the lazy comp is like Bridget Carlton. Like they have a very similar, both kind of shooters, solid defenders. But like it's the lazy comp, but also it's like the comp that like Cheryl made in training camp. So I think it's, we have Bridget Carlton at home type of situation where BC goes out, gets a ton of money from Portland, and you get a,
Had a great night
you
tonight.
get a 31-year-old pretty much Belgian clone of BC that maybe is a little bit better of a shooter, but not as good on defense. But the steadiness is spot on. She has like a calming effect. You don't feel nervous when she's out there, which that's probably like the best compliment to give a 31-year-old rookie is like people aren't freaking out that she's playing. Jonah, I want to keep going on this conversation, but first I'm going to throw in some ads here. Well, hello. Thank you, Livestream Andrew. This is Ad Read Andrew. And today we have Firehawk Construction and Remodeling, the presenting sponsor for the Missing Links podcast. Firehawk Construction and Remodeling strives to inspire people to follow their ideas, working with respect and understanding to create a quality, tailored result. Firehawk Construction and Remodeling, located in Blaine and serving in the North Metro area, is here to help you with your building and remodeling needs. I can say personally, thanks to Firehawk Construction and Remodeling, I have a beautiful deck in my backyard and countless projects that I started, they finished. Get started on your new deck or remodel today by calling Isaac at 763-710-5686. And we're back with another ad read, this time for Pence Homes, the presenting sponsor of Hitting the Hardwood Network. From the best tools and technology to transparency throughout the entire process, Nate Pence and the Pence Homes team is the top choice for buyers, sellers, and is proud to support you and your home ownership goals. Get started today by calling 612-308-1122 or by emailing info@pencehomes.com. Couple random superlatives that I don't think we've brought up yet. K-Mac is 5th all time in 3-point makes. That's obnoxious. And how she's playing, it seems like she could play another 4 years. So who knows? The sky might be the limit for her. Also, Cheryl Reeve, I believe it's 4 wins away from having the most wins in WNBA history regular season. She already has the record for regular season plus postseason. But I'm just gonna, Jonah, how juicy would this be? So their next 4 games are Valkyries, home against the Mystics, at Wings. You know, she could break it at Wings on a 1 p.m. on a Sunday. But if they were to drop one of those games, it would be at Liberty for the 5th game coming out of the Commissioner's Cup. And there would be something sweet if Cheryl were to break the record in New York with like a blowout win against the Liberty. How are you? Would you rather just 4-game winning go on another, what, it would be 6-game winning streak by the time of the Wings, or like maybe you drop one of those Mystics games just so you can do it against New York?
In New York would be sweet. I can't lie. It's. I mean, what more else does Cheryl have to prove? Why not go out with a bang for the record? Why not?
I mean, it would just be really sweet, like, because I can already see it by that New York game. Even if the Lynx win like the next 4, it's going to be, well, the Lynx haven't played Indiana yet. They haven't played New York yet. They lost to the Aces when they played. Like, New York's going to take this one. And if it was like record win on the line and Cheryl and the Lynx win it by like 20, that would do wonders for my soul.
Even just the hype of the game would be so fun.
Oh, it would just be awesome. And then having like, because I think if you're New York, you still probably have to acknowledge that like she has broken the record for most wins ever. Like, that's just, you know, you'd kind of have to acknowledge it after the game. I think at least put the graphic up, and like having it be in the same place where they robbed you of a title 2 years ago, I think would be pretty fun. I think the other thing about the Cheryl win record is like next year there's going to be 50 games. And honestly, I could see Cheryl doing like the Greg Popovich thing where she is coaching until she physically can't do it anymore. She might set that like wins record so far off in the distance that like we never see it, right?
Yeah, I'll have to dive into the wins details, but I mean, you got Olivia Miles around for quite a while now, so it's definitely gonna help.
Because you can't
See, we're
retire.
looking at you.
You can't
Yes, ma'am.
retire when Liv is still on the team.
Not at all.
Yeah, this might this might be a record that Cheryl sets out so far in the distance that it's just like the 100-point wilt game where just no one ever comes close. Because I want to say like Becky's the second in active wins, and she's like a decade behind Cheryl.
I'm doing my research. Let's see.
Okay. Well, Jonah's panic doing this. I mean, some people have brought up like Golden State's going to be a tough one in Golden State as the next game. I'll be honest, I haven't been like, I'm not like locked into Golden State. I watch more Valkyries than I probably should. They're 10-5. The defense has slipped quite a bit over the last couple weeks. Like, and this is just not the same Lynx team that they played 3 weeks ago. Golden State doesn't really. I don't see how they score enough to make that a very competitive game. The Mystics are just not good. Like, I think they're kind of already accepting the fact that they're 6-7, but they're probably going to be closer to a lottery team by the end of the year. The Dallas game is the one to me that might be the one that's Becky at 128. Steph White at 125, as Ben says.
It'll be a while.
Yeah, they're decades behind, plural decades maybe behind. But like
Sandy Brondello is the closest active, which was 269 coming into the season. I don't think
269 for Brondello. Okay. I mean, and Sandy's, I new Toronto team. It'll be interesting, but Cheryl's going to be able to put that way out there. I guess, Jonah, before we get out of here, I do want to ask you just schedule coming up. Valkyries, how are you feeling about the Valkyries at this point in the season?
It should be, I mean, it's not a game you want to take off. I know Gabby Williams is having some good games strung together. I saw some clips of Caitlin Chen getting after it, but it's kind of like what we talked about when I joined last time. It's just finding enough consistent offense with that team. They're always going to be a team you don't want to play because of their aggressive defense. They're just annoying. That's kind of what the Valkyries brand can be sometimes. But Mystics back to back should easily cruise through that. Another Dallas matchup should be interesting too, because AZ Fudd's really been hooping since the last matchup against Olivia Miles, and we had all the chaos going down. So that should be a fun rematch as well.
Also, like Natasha Howard just blatantly telling them their defense is terrible after the game of like, yeah, it's really fun to guard a team that doesn't defend the paint. Like they have some pride stuff that I think has to come up, but then you have New York, which I think will be like the next everybody is tuning in. That
Circle
game
the calendar night.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it goes downhill really quick. I mean, Mystics twice before you get the Wings again. Or no, what am I talking about? You got the Sun twice before you get the Liberty. Bad Mercury team, bad Sparks team, not very good Fire team. 2 bad Storm teams, 2 bad ones against the Tempo. Like, honestly, after that second Liberty game, the entire month of July, they might just buzzsaw through. And it kind of leads what I want to close with is Phee should be back in the near to moderate future. I know we haven't gotten any updates or anything like that on timing or what she's doing team related, other than she is doing basketball activities, which will still be the most frustrating term in the history of the internet, to me at least. But I mean, they're going to be playing like Connecticut with Phee. Like, we might
They're
see a
just
130 game.
they're just built to destroy some of these medium to bad teams. I think the biggest focus for me for the rest of the season, just based off how we've seen like last year's team fizzle out, is how are they going to fare? Like, just hyper focus on how they're going to fare against these good teams, because I have absolutely no worries about how they're going to play against these middling to bad teams. It's 20 plus point wins on the season. The franchise record is 8, which they set last year, and we
I
are
was
15 games
just
into the
about to
season.
ask you what you thought the record was. they're
I was active years.
They're gonna break that by the end of next week, I bet.
They could have tied it tonight if they didn't mess around in garbage time.
It's just I know Sloan has said it quite a few times on the broadcast, and I've said it quite a few times though too, but just like I don't have words at this point of just, for me, I'm kind of to the point where it's like I want to see how they look against the Liberty, like just the size of Jones and Stewie, like how does that look? And then I'm not gonna lie, like the August 15th against the Aces, like I have that one circled in blood. Like August 8th against the Aces, like those are the two where I'm sitting here like those are probably the biggest benchmark games. But like other than those three, I'm to the point where it's just like get out of the season healthy and let's see what it looks like in the postseason, because that's kind of been the problem the last couple of years. Last year, obviously, the wheels completely fall off, and it's just injury city between Dejanay and Phee and Land dealing with some nicks and bruises, and Court dealing with being banged up. The year before that, like Court had a torn ligament in her hand in the finals. Like Land had a back thing going on. Like still didn't win it, but like there's also injuries again. If they can just stay healthy, I know Vegas doesn't have them as the odds-on favorite, but like, are you kind of sitting in that same spot where it's like kind of the Lynx to lose?
Yeah, I mean, it's even just Olivia Miles' rise makes things so much easier to think about, because I didn't think it was high. I could get higher on her a week ago, and here we
Yeah.
are, and I'm just feeling better by the day. It's incredible. I mean, her efficiency numbers coming into the night, I was trying to do my research. I believe she was at like she was over 50% from the field.
Yep.
And given there's been the hesitancy, she's definitely been more open to taking threes, which has been really fun to see. But coming into the night, she was shooting 54.5% from the field, and she went 11 for 13 tonight. So that's only going upwards. It's like, even if a slump comes, I'm still feeling like she's going to impact winning for the team. They say she can't score, but this recent stretch of 5-ish games, I mean, the complementary basketball she plays, the way she commands the game, they can go as far as she can take them, it feels like at this point. If she's going to continue this, your confidence just has to be at an all-time high, and it continues to grow.
You said it. I mean, I'll be honest. I was talking to Kyle Teige about it on the last episode of just she has changed my complete outlook on like what a rookie could be, even because like I've never seen this. Like Cooper Flag, I watched quite a bit of Dallas last year. Like it wasn't like this. Like Paige last year was not like this. Like Caitlin was not like this. I'm old enough to remember LeBron coming into the league. Like it wasn't like this. Like there was holes in his game. I mean, Liv is just. I'm to the point where I'm going to be in summer league for the MNBA for Lynx fans in here that always make the joke that men also play basketball. I'm going to be in summer league for it. And I'm already I'm already setting my expectations of how disappointed I'm going to be with like Johan Berenger and not living up to Olivia Miles level hype, because like she's just kind of ruined what rookies can be in my mind. Like this is the new scale of when people are like, she could be like, you could draft an impactful rookie, because she legitimately has a shot to win the MVP this year. Like if Asia gets hurt or the Aces tailspin for some reason, like Liv's probably the next.
Very, very nice of Phee to offer her second spot runner up to Olivia Miles this year, because it's truly where it's heading. If this winning continues, the stats continue, I don't think it's going to be good enough to beat Asia, because Asia is just such a two-way force, and
yeah,
she put up 30 again tonight. I mean, continues to stack the accolades, and nothing's going to stop her from that. But what the MWNBA? Yes.
the MWNBA is priceless. I mean, it is just like, man, I'm just left kind of in awe of what she is able to do, and she still has flaws like the turnovers. Some of those still drive me nuts. I'm sure like me and Cheryl have the same eye twitch sometimes when that happens. But
I look to Cheryl's reaction like every time there's a flashy pass turnover. See the little the arms cross, the walk. It's classic. I love it.
It's just like, I would be so afraid to do that and just get like the death stare from it, and Liv just
to get away with that.
Right,
you're
off.
Doing something good.
Yeah, just all right. We're gonna do it anyways. Jonah, anything you have to plug? Anything you have coming out?
I wrote about Ola Kosu last week, which I had a lot of fun because she's been looking really comfortable. It's been really fun to watch. She had some really fun drives tonight, but I pretty much just highlighted a lot of her defensive efforts over on zone coverage last week. So Lynx adjacent, that of course. And then on the Wolves side of things, I pushed out a draft profile on Joshua Jefferson of Iowa State. I might try to get another one in here soon, but lots of draft stuff from me over on zone coverage, and anywhere else you can find me, Huncho_J, man. It's basketball all season long. It's what we do.
It's the best place to be, right? Like I'm so glad like more people are doing like link stuff, like you're doing link stuff, like Charlie's been doing more link stuff. Like I'm so glad they're getting more just like good coverage, because I'll be honest, Jonah, 2 years ago, before you started putting clips up on stuff, there's nothing. Like I could Google like Nafisa Collier fadeaway and there would be no videos anywhere. I'd have to either make it myself
it's so
or just try to explain it. And like just the fact that you're doing it is just like effing awesome, man. Like
it saves you so much time when you're writing. It's so nice.
And speaking of Victory Plus, Kingabee's in the chat here, and she had a TV appearance today. So shout out Kingabee. Doing some stuff with Victory Plus. So happy for you, man. Like honestly, it's awesome that like, you know, people are going out there and doing things. It's what this is all about. But Jonah, appreciate you for coming on. If anyone joined into this late, because your lovely host set this to start at 11:45 p.m. on Thursday today, which is not Thursday. It will get posted up on YouTube and X and Buzzer as soon as we end the stream here. If you can wait until later on this morning, it will come out anywhere you get your podcast at The Missing Links. And we will be back after that Valkyries game. Hopefully a little bit more before midnight, because these games are murdering me, but at least the West Coast trip's almost over. Again, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks, Jonah, and we'll catch you all next time.